For the following examples, I will be explaining stuttering modification techniques to Melanie, who is my client. So, stuttering modification techniques are used to reduce moments of tension during moments of stuttering. So, in order to use these techniques, you have to realize a moment of stuttering is occurred. Because of that, it's good to use these techniques with older children and adults. So, the first technique I want to explain to you is called a bounce. A bounce is a controlled repetition of the word where the moment of stuttering has occurred. So after you've stuttered on a word, I want you to repeat the first letter of the word 2 times and then say the word. So for example, ball becomes ball. Now you try. Ball. Very good. The next technique is called a slide. It's similar to a bounce, but instead of a repetition, I want you to use a controlled prolongation of the first letter. So instead of radio, you would say radio. You try.
Radio.
Very good. The next technique is called easy stuttering. So this is when you stuttered in a less tense, more relaxed way. So we want to stutter with as little tension as possible, and this can be voluntary or involuntary. So when you're using this technique, don't try to hold the stutter in. Instead, use light repetitions or prolongations. So a tense, I'm going to use your name. A tense production of your name would be Melanie. So you can use a bounce or a slide. A slide would be Melanie, and a bounce would be Melanie. Now you try using either a bounce or a slide.
Okay, I'll try a bounce.
Okay.
Melanie.
Very good.
Thanks.
So the fourth technique is called a cancellation. So this focuses on stuttering after you've already stuttered on a word. So when you stutter on a word, repeat the word with less tension, but that doesn't mean that the production has to be fluent. The second time you say the word, you can use a bounce or a slide. So stutter becomes stutter using a slide. Now you try.
Stutter.
Good job. The last stuttering modification technique is called a pullout. So this focuses on the moment of stuttering when you're in the middle of a word. So when you have lots of tension, when you're stuttering, reduce the tension and pull out of that word using a bounce or a slide. The example I'm going to give you is using a slide. So baby. Now you try.
Baby.
Good job.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
I'm going to be explaining fluency shaping techniques. For these examples, Abby will be my client. Since these techniques are used with younger children, I'll be explaining them in very simple terms. So, fluency shaping techniques are used to make speech easier and smoother. We change our breath, how we shape our mouth, and how our sounds come out. So the first technique I'm going to talk about is easy onset. This technique, we change how our sounds come out. We make them smoother so we can say them with less tension. So first I'm going to say your name using a lot of tension. Abby. You see how tense I was there? So now I'm going to say it using the technique, and it'll sound kind of like I'm singing a little bit. Abby. It comes out a lot easier. I want you to try.
Abby.
Good. Was that easier?
Yeah, it was.
Good. So the next one is called light articulatory contact. This is when we change the way we move our mouth when we say certain words. This also helps us to say the words more easily. So first I want you to put your hand in front of your mouth and say the word pink, really getting that air out. Pink. Good. So now I'm going to show you using light contact. And I'm going to let the air flow while I'm saying my P sound, okay? Pink. Now you try.
Pink.
Good. The air flowed a lot more smoothly there. So the last technique I'm going to talk about is rate reduction. Using this technique helps us coordinate our speech so that our sounds come out smoother. We take pauses when we're speaking, and that helps get the air out and coordinate all the parts of our speech machine. So I want you to read this passage like you normally would, and don't hold back on any stuttering.
Once upon a time, there was a young boy named Joe. Joe liked to play with his friends in the sandbox.
Very good. I liked how you read that so confidently. Now I'm going to add blue lines where I want you to pause. So every time you see a blue line, I want you to pause and take a breath. So read it again, and it's okay if you stutter.
Once upon a time, there was a young boy named Joe. Joe liked to play with his friends in the sandbox.
Very good. Very, very good.